and Pen is saying that, the city is becoming increasingly tense. There's more and more Taliban gunmen on the streets, more and more people coming in from the provinces, young men with firearms that clearly have no understanding of responsible gun ownership, doesn't really come into it. They've just been given a Kalashnikov or an American rifle, assault rifle, whatever, and they're just swinging them around and shooting them in the air. And he says it's increasingly terrifying. Wherever you go, people are sort of using them almost as if they're toys. And he said at one point there was an accidental discharge of a gun by a young Taliban militiaman, whatever you might call it. The fire went over their heads that could have killed them. He just didn't know what he was doing. He accidentally shot a bullet off. And this is the sort of issue that they're having to deal with constantly. Started to head back, the bomb went off at the Barron Gate entrance. He wasn't near it. I don't know if he heard the blast. He probably did because it crossed the city, but he saw straight away the impact it had with people panicking and running in the streets. And then there was more gunfire, he said, and there was tear gas and other things going off. And he described the situation as being one of the most horrific, terrifying situations he's been in. And he'd been in Helmand province on numerous tours of duty, so he's seen some pretty awful things. But he said last night Kabul was one of the most scariest places he's ever been. So you can imagine the atmosphere there in the city with bombings, people dying, increasing desperation, terrible living conditions because there's no sanitary, there's literally a canal of sewage that people are wading through to get to the gates. It's absolutely horrendous, and set against a background where the Americans are making it clear that they're getting out in days, and that the troops are beginning to go. So in Afghans' minds, this 31st of August day, it's been sitting there for a long time. But as everything collapsed, it's become more and more distressing for them to think about